What's up, guys? I wanted to preface this episode of Hiveswap Friendsim with a warning. There are a few things in this episode that might make people very uncomfortable, might trigger some anxiety, might trigger some PTSD, so I wanted to put these out ahead of time so you would know and be able to avoid it if you think it's something that might affect you. The first is that the character very much advances onto you and then brushes off your nose and keeps pushing. I know a lot of people that have issues with this kind of thing, that get bad memories from this kind of thing, and don't watch this if that gets to you. It's very prominent and very heavy, and it's throughout the whole episode. There's no single place where it's not. So yes, I know there are people out there that get very, very affected by that, and it's totally a valid thing to get upset by. So don't watch this if that's something that affects you. The other thing is performative allyship in this episode. The main troll in this episode really speaks on about how he's a great ally and how he's part of so many social justice movements and how he's all of that, when in fact he spends the entire time overriding you, treating the low bloods with garbage behavior, and basically completely acting against the true tenets of what he claims to believe in favor of using it to boost his position in society. So those two things are very prominent in this episode. If they are things that bother you, I would highly recommend you skip this one. I wouldn't be upset. I would understand. But anyways, with that being said, here we go for the rest of the episode. I hope you enjoy. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Greataxe Gaming. I am Jax, and we are back with Hiveswap Friendsim. Now, last time we made friends with the assassin, so we are going to be after that, which butler, host club, I don't know. Look at it. I mean, look at him. I can't tell you, but we'll find out together. Okay, here we go. Not rushing. Your stroll takes you into a nice part of town that seems to have a larger, more McMansion-style hives. Based on your past experience on Alternia, you're not quite certain that upper-class enclaves equal safety for you, but you might as well explore. You never know where you'll find your next friend. The power of positive thinking must be on your side because someone emerges out of the shadows of these sprawling suburbs. Oh, hello there. Oh god, it's Host Club. It is, it's Host Club. Like, it fucking hearts? I don't believe we've met. I'm sure I would have remembered someone with such unique looks. Where you are, do you? Oh wait, nope. No, I take it back. Gambler. Gambler. It would be my guess now. Some casino. By this point on your time in Alternia, you don't know if it's wise to admit that you're lost and naive to the ways of the world. But you don't know what you could say to try and convince this guy that you've got any kind of street smarts. You nod your head reluctantly, but he actually looks more interested in you after the confirmation that you're new to the neighborhood. Have you perhaps found someone who likes you for your vulnerability and naivete? That sure would be fantastic luck. It's a good thing that I found you. Not everyone is as respectful of lowbloods as I am. Oh, but I shouldn't make assumptions just because you're not much to look at. My bad. I don't mean to be forward, but you're just so interesting. Mind if I ask what color your blood is? You hesitate. While you're still terrifyingly ignorant of the intricacies of Alternian society, you're starting to feel terrifyingly informed about the role that blood color plays in this world. And you've managed to gather by now that plain old human red isn't considered one of the better colors to have. What do? Save. Save. Yes. Close menu. Lie and say that you have a high blood color. Oh, really? It's not that I don't want to be friends with other high bloods, but I'm a busy troll, you understand. So I only befriend folks that I might, you know, want to fill a quadrant with someday. Besides, high bloods just don't need as much help in our unjust society. Stay awakened. He pumps his fist in the air and you immediately copy him, but the gesture doesn't seem to be enough to change his mind about you not being oppressed enough for his tastes. So, I don't think this is going to work out between us. Yep, there it is. Out of his league. Game over. Huh. So, I'm... Definitely the gambler theme with the card suits. Gambler theme combined with the whole, you know, troll romance quadrants system, which is actually pretty simple. Like, a lot of people bitch about how it's so complicated, but it's really not. But combine that with the fact that he wants a project, basically, and I think I can guess where this is going. Tell the truth. Red, huh? Wow, that's so unique. I've always liked the color red. I don't think I've ever filled a quadrant with a red blood before. I mean, I don't think I've ever made friends with the red blood before. You don't know what a quadrant is, or what it means to fill one. Given your experience on this planet so far, you're nervous that it could mean something violent. But you don't want to further expose your ignorance, so you just say that you're excited for this friendship as he is. You come on strong. Nice. You need a place to stay for the day, right? I can help you out with that. I've got plenty of spare rooms for guests in my hive. You know, because I believe it's important to help out the underserved members of the community when you can. My hive is this way. Shall we? Okay, so it's a combination of gambling, taking advantage of others, and weirdly sexually predatory? You follow him down the street. You guess it must qualify as a nice night because you see lots of other trolls walking around here too. Most of them are dressed as nice as Zebra, and you see a few shabbier looking trolls that must be low bloods walking with high bloods. Today is actually Flushed Affirmation Day, so you'll see a lot of trolls taking their mate spirits out to celebrate. Lucky for you, my flesh quadrant is currently empty, so I'm all yours for tonight. That sounds a little weird. It doesn't need be all yours, you assure him. You're an easygoing individual who's happy to share their friends with plenty of other friends. Sure, sharing can be a good time if you're into that. I could be, speaking personally, like maybe with 2 low bloods, but not in an objectifying way. Everyone involved has got to respect each other, you know? Wow, what? You have no idea how your innocent comment about friendship got taken to this particular place. You decide that maybe the best thing to say here is nothing, because who knows how he might misinterpret you next. Huh, looks like there are a lot of high blood, low blood couples out tonight for the holiday. Pretty unusual to see in this neighborhood, to be honest. It's sad, but most of these low bloods are probably with their mate spirits because it's socially advantageous. Pretty shitty of the high bloods to take advantage of that, but not everyone is as socially conscious as I am. I think it's super terrible when high bloods don't treat their low blood mate spirits like the queens that they are. You look around at all the other couples. The class divide is pretty noticeable, and some of the high blood trolls have scornful looks on their faces when talking to their low blood dates. One troll dressed in cerulean is making her shabbily dressed mate spirit kneel down so he can give her a ride on his shoulders. It could maybe be a cute coupley thing, you guess, except she's laughing a lot and has the heel of her boot pressing into the back of his neck. You don't want to speculate about what people might be into, but it does seem kind of humiliating. Zebra sees where you're looking and shudders theatrically. Oh, buddy. Shudders theatrically. In the process of waving his arms around in disgust, he slips an arm over your shoulders. I'm so sorry. You shouldn't have to see something like that. You're trying to think of a tactful and friendly way to move away from his arm around your shoulders when you arrive at must be his hive. Oh, how the tables have tabled! It's the biggest and most McMansiony hive on the block, and when he stops in front of it, he lets go of you to gesture proudly at his sprawling home. Welcome to my humble abode. I just feel grateful, you know, to be able to share my wealth with those less fortunate. Zebra! Really? 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 Zebra? Really? Guys, come on! Come on, that's too easy! When you walk inside the front door, you're greeted by a very distinguished-looking white zebra. It has normal zebra for its body, except from around its neck, where the dark gray zags have formed the shape that looks like a bow tie, almost like it's wearing a suit. You don't know how its zebra face is managing to radiate pure disdain when it looks at you. That is unquestionably the energy you're getting. Don't mind my Lucis. He's kind of socially old-fashioned. But he lets me keep low bloods around the hive to help out and stuff, so he's not all bad. Let me give you the grand tour. As Zebra takes you through the spacious hive, you can see other trolls in several of the rooms. Most of them aren't wearing clothes as nice as Zebra's. You're just guessing these are the low bloods he mentioned? They seem to all be doing chores, sweeping, cooking, exchanging green slime in troll-sized bathtubs for other, possibly fresher green slime. Each of them glances up at you and Zebra when they pass by, and then looks deferentially away. Fucking automated calls. The zebra Lucis is following you, and every time you exit a room, it pauses in the doorway to whinny out what could be orders, or possibly he's just berating them. You arrive at an empty ballroom-looking space upstairs, where several low-blood trolls are hard at work cleaning up the remains of what must have been quite a party. Zebra seems to notice you noticing how all the trolls in here are scrubbing the floor, and how they are all avoiding your eyes. See? I told you I take in plenty of guests. I believe it's important to promote diversity, you know? So that's why you don't see any other indigo bloods here. Looks like all the guests are busy today. Well, an important part of communal living involves contributing to your labor when it's necessary, right guys? A few lowbloods murmur an affirmation, while others just put their sponges and mops down to prostrate their whole bodies on the floor. Zebra looks a little uncomfortable with the bowing, but not that uncomfortable. He doesn't introduce you to any of them. Ah, they don't all realize yet that my hive is a sanctuary from the harsh injustices of the outside world. Anyway, enough about my lowblood guests. Let's take care of you, shall we? Perhaps this Lucis has had enough of tolerating your presence, because it takes the opportunity to stop following you and go huff at more of Zebra's guests. Now, for better or worse, you are alone, and Zebra has turned all of his attention on you. His smile seems very friendly. You want to see it as friendly. The night is still young. I'm happy to do whatever you want to do. If you feel like going out in town to celebrate Fleshed Affirmation Day, I have a lot of other friends I could introduce you to. Help you meet the right kind of culture, you know? Or, if you're tired, I can show you to your guest room now and we can have a nice night in. Go out or stay in? Save. Save. Yes. We're going to go out first. Let's go out. You're not crazy about the idea of being alone with this guy for the rest of the night. Plus, if he's as popular as he says he is, that means more potential friends for you to meet. You tell him you're interested in going out. Cool. That sounds like a great time. I'll just go get ready. Actually, I think I'm more in the mood for a nice quiet night in. Maybe television streaming service and lower the temperature, if that's cool with you. Oh boy. If that has the same connotations as it does on Earth, it's not cool with you. You stumble through expressing some misgivings, but he talks over you. Great. Sounds like we both feel like staying in tonight. I'm not gonna lie. I'm psyched to stay in and have you all to myself. Oh, I am so uncomfortable. I just want you to feel comfortable whatever we choose to do. You're not sure why he asked you what you wanted to do, since your preferences don't seem to matter much. My Lucis and my guests have probably prepared a delicious meal for you by now, but let's finish the tour first. I assume you want to see my room? You tell him, sure. Bedrooms are a great way for people to express their personalities, and as his friend, you're interested in getting to know him better. He doesn't seem to have heard part of that sentence, but it's okay. Hopefully he gets the gist. When you get to his enormous room, it's decorated with posters of musicians on the wall, and what seem to be social justice slogans. One poster has a symbol with clawed hands coming together in several different colors. Clawed hands in several different colors coming together to hold a trident with the word unity under it. Another poster features a rainbow of colors ranging from rust to olive green that proclaims him to be a low-blood ally. Two other low-blood servants are in here. One of them standing up on a stepladder does some high shelves, while the other crawls around on the floor, scrubbing and picking up wrappers that Zebra just seems to have littered there. Pretty sweet place, right? You look confused by the posters. Your music taste probably isn't refined enough to have heard of my favorite bands. I only listen to subversive musicians that speak truth to power. Luckily, you have me to teach you how to confront your privilege and support marginalized artists. Also, did you notice my rad pile? It's a perfect setup for feelings jams with your moirail. He winks at you. You don't know what a moirail is, or what he means by feelings jam, which sounds like in theory could be a nice thing, but maybe not, given the sleazy way he says it. You can tell him that it looks like a very nice pile of things. You spot a couple of pillows, what looks like a puppet with a disturbingly long nose, some random bow ties, a few horseshoes. You look intrigued. Want to lie down on it for a second? We don't have to do anything, but sometimes it can be nice to, just pacify each other a little bit. He sprawls on the pile in what he probably thinks is an enticing way, like he wants you to draw him like one of his French girls. You turn away and try to hide the disturbed expression on your face, because turning down his advances probably isn't the best way to secure his friendship. As your eyes cast about through the rest of the room, you notice that the low-blood servant scrubbing the floor is having a coughing fit. You can tell that she's trying to cough unobtrusively, but it seems like she's hacking her lungs up, with each big cough racking her whole body and making her shoulders shake. Concerned, you crouch down by her side. She jumps when she notices your concern, and mumbles that she's fine and that you don't need to worry. But she doesn't look fine. Now that you're getting a closer look, you can tell that she seems to be underfed and exhausted, with sickly shadows on her face and scraped up knees and elbows. She looks bad, and you know bad, considering how much of your time you've recently spent stumbling around with various excruciating injuries. You mentioned to Zebra that his guest is not looking so good. He frowns, getting up from his pile of stuff to come investigate, blinking down at you in confusion and not sparing a glance for the low-blood. What? What are you even talking about? The servant tries to go back to her scrubbing, but she struggles with coughing and scrubbing simultaneously. It's hard for you to watch. Surely she would feel better if she took a break and ate or drank something. You ask Zebra about that hot meal he said was being cooked for you. Maybe you could give some of it to this poor sick troll. Geez, you're making me look bad. Haha. There's no way a guest in my house could be going hungry. I respect Blowbloods and do everything in my power to take care of them. What, you think you're a better ally than I am? Considering your status, or lack thereof, on this planet, you're not so much sure you count as an ally so much as a member of the oppressed underclass. But you let that slide. You hasten to explain to him that you didn't mean to criticize him, and you're sure he's doing a fine job at being an ally to Lowbloods. Yeah, well, it's not easy. Whatever. Maybe we should go eat now. I don't feel like having a feelings jam anymore. He turns and leaves the room without showing any sign that he'll do something for the sick Lowblood. You mouth an apology to her behind his back, and she just gives you a tired wave and goes back to scrubbing. Zebra leads you downstairs to the dining room, where his Lucis is supervising a team of Lowbloods, setting the table with what looks like a 4-course meal. The look on the Lucis zebra's face is now even more disdainful than before, and its bow tie seems angrier. Looks like dinner's almost ready. Cool, cool. Of course, you're probably not going to offer to pay for any of it, are you? Figures. Lowbloods, I mean, trolls, in general, are always expecting me to provide for them without ever offering any concupiscence in return. For once, you're kind of glad that you're unfamiliar with his alien vocabulary and innuendo. You have absolutely no money, which he definitely knows. You can pay him back for the dinner in friendship? Yeah, well, I'm not sure I want to be friends with someone who has a problem with the way I do activism. I have it on good authority from every other Highblood I know that my intersectional praxis is valid. You stumble over your words in your haste to assure him that you in no way meant to say he's not valid. You've never meant a troll so valid. No one believes in his validity more than you do. Oh. Whatever, let's just eat. You both sit down at the table while Lowbloods set the table, light the candles, and serve the appetizer course. You can't help but notice that most of them look just as malnourished and sickly as the troll upstairs, but it might be best not to bring that up again. You eat in silence for a while, and Zebra looks like he's stewing over something. Then, he sets his fork down and looks over the table at you with a frown. You know what? I just realized. You totally denied my Lowblood her own agency when you questioned me about not feeding her. Yeah, what you said was totally problematic. You don't respect Lowbloods at all, do you? Not like I do. You try to apologize, saying that it was not your intention to disrespect anyone, but that you're sorry you apparently did. He doesn't let you get the words out. People don't realize how tough it is to be a Highblood troll who believes in social justice. Seriously, I face my own kind of oppression for speaking out and being an activist for Lowblood rights. For one thing, I never get the conciliation or concupiscence I deserve. My quadrants are always going unfilled because no one else agrees with my radical views. I thought you'd be different, but you don't get it either. You try to tell him that he got you all wrong. You agree with his radical views and believe in Lowblood rights, which is why you were concerned for his guest in the first place. But he acts like you didn't say any of what you just said. You're just another one of the oppressors, complicit in the unequal power structures of our fucked up society. Your lack of awareness of your own privilege really makes me sick. You must think you're so oppressed with your red blood and multiple injuries. But what you're doing now, rejecting and criticizing me, it's exactly the same as what the subjugators do to the Lowbloods they call— oh god. You probably deserve whatever shitty position you have in society, unlike me. I deserve to have this nice house and Lowblood servants and full quadrants for being such a good activist, okay? He's standing up by now, advancing on you with a zebra stamping his hooves threateningly at his side. You scramble back, trying to make your way up to the front door. It's tricky, because you have to step all around the Lowbloods, who seem to feel strongly that they should get away from Zebra when he's angry. You don't make it to the front door fast enough on your own. With a terrifying equine scream, Zebra's Lucis rears up on its hind legs and strikes you with its hooves, battering you through the front door and breaking some of your recently healed ribs again. Take your privilege and offensive views and get out. Anyone who doesn't respect Lowbloods is not welcome as a guest in my hive. Game over. It would behoove you to stay away. Oi, okay. Now, before we start on the next route, I'm just going to say, woof. Phenomenally. I don't know how to phrase it, because this chapter is making me phenomenally uncomfortable, but I kind of feel like it's intended to. Because, as a very, very white person, it's, you know, directly speaking to me. And it makes valid points. Not Zebra, he's full of bullshit. But, the point behind the message, which is basically that, you know, we shouldn't be speaking over the people that actually suffer from subjugation and discrimination and let them have their own voices. One of the greatest lessons I learned is shut the fuck up unless I'm asked to speak. Support the people that need to, but don't talk over them. It's a very important lesson, and one that I'm working on. I'm pretty good at it, mainly because I'm non-confrontational and don't like to actively shout at people. But there are still moments where I find myself about to do that, which is garbage. It's a garbage thing to do. People in privilege cannot say they are the authority on discrimination. If you are not on the side of the argument of discrimination, or if you are not the one being discriminated against, you cannot be the voice against it, because you don't have the experiences those being discriminated against do. Anyways, with that being said, we should move on back to the next branch and see what other horrible, horrible things he has to say. Show me to my room, please. You think that going out with Zebra on Flesh Affirmation Day might potentially give him the wrong idea. And besides, you're pretty tired, so you don't feel like going out. You tell him you're ready to retire to your guest room now. Sure. Oh, bruh, by the way, have you heard of Chixie Roxmere? Roymere? You probably haven't. You don't seem like you're a very serious music fan. But you've got a great opportunity tonight to learn from me. One of our low-blood musician friends is playing a show for the holiday, and I can get us in because I'm super connected in the scene. We should go just in case she's there. This is interesting, too, because he's a weird hybrid of performative ally and hipster. It's fucking unpleasant. Also, he is directly counterindicating everything I say to him, which is just kind of bullshit. And it's really something that, like, it's forcing me to examine my past behavior before I started, actively examining it, like I try to do now. And, no, we always have more to learn and practice. There's always more you can do to be a better person, and you don't stop improving. He takes I'm in my own head now. He takes you across town to the concert, only trying to hold your hand or put his arm around you a couple of times on the way, so it could be worse. Maybe hand-holding is totally platonic on Alternia? You hope so. The concert itself is one troll with a guitar and a harmonica who, according to Zebra, is a lowblood whose songs are spreading truly radical messages, almost as radical as Chixie's. You enjoy the tunes as much as you can, but you don't understand what the lyrics are trying to say. You ask Zebra what the lyrics mean, since the message is apparently important to him, but he gets annoyed with your question. What? The lyrics are about, well, they're about a lot of things. Social justice and oppression and stuff. It's hard to explain to someone who doesn't already get it. Like, if you're not on my level already, I don't know what I can really say, you know? But enough about the music. I want to talk about you. What sort of things are you into? You haven't had many opportunities on Alternia to talk about your interests. How exciting! You say that you like playing games, but he's already interrupting you. Cool, sounds great. Really interesting stuff. But what's your quadrant situation like? It's harder to pretend that you know what he's talking about now that he's asked you about quadrants directly. You admit that you have no idea what he means by quadrant situation. Whoa, you're even more clueless than I thought. Don't worry, I still find you attractive. Bleh. He goes into a brief, but not really brief enough, explanation of the 4 types of romance on Alternia. Matespritship, the flesh quadrant, which to you sounds the most analogous to human romantic partnerships. Moral allegiance, the pale quadrant, which sounds like an exceptionally codependent friendship by human standards. Auspicism, the ashen quadrant, which you don't understand at all. Yeah, that's the one most people struggle with, but as far as I can gather, it's a weird 3-way relationship with 2 people who actively and dramatically hate each other to the point where they can't interact, have a third person that acts as a mediator between them. And Kismesitude, the black quadrant, which just sounds like repeatedly hooking up with someone you hate. You're fuzzy on the details of all 4 of these, but you understand enough to tell him to get that he's asking you if you're single. You tell him that you really just want to be friends. Of course, I super respect your choice. If you ever change your mind, I'm right here. And being in a quadrant with an influential yet sensitive and socially aware indigo blood like myself could make it a lot easier for you to survive and thrive on Alternia. Wasn't he just criticizing that kind of high-blood, low-blood, socially advantageous relationship just a few hours ago? It wouldn't be very friendly of you to point out his hypocrisy, so you don't mention it. After another song, another troll at the club sidles up to Zebra and whispers something into his ear before skulking off again. Zebra looks alarmed, glancing around him and edging toward the club exit. I just got a tip that there's about to be a culling at this concert. We should get out of here. You definitely agree with him about wanting to get out of here. You look around at the rest of the audience still enjoying the show. You and Zebra are the only ones getting ready to leave. Is he going to warn any of the other trolls here about the danger? Oh no, definitely not. If I were to warn any of these lowbloods that a culling is coming, that would mean risking my life too. Not that I've ever tried, but everyone knows that. The highbloods here will probably be fine though. We got each other's backs. It's important to look after your comrades in the struggle. Sure enough, you can see that other trolls here who, much like Zebra, stand out because they're wearing nice clothes, are casually but urgently leaving the concert venue. The lowbloods are still clapping and singing along with the singer on stage. No one has given them a tip-off. Come on, we've got to scram. Two of you have abscond, getting away from the music club as fast as your legs can carry you. By the time Zebra decides it's safe to slow down, you are tired and out of breath. Looking around, it seems like you've arrived back in the highblood part of town. You wonder if drones have descended on all those trolls at the club by now, and you just can't hear it because this neighborhood is too far away, closed off and sheltered from violence. Phew, that was a close one. Going to lowblood cultural events like that can be dangerous, but it's one of the risks you have to take if you want to be an activist. I can't tell you how many times I've risked culling to fight for lowblood rights. Civil disobedience is the only way to fight the authoritarian state. He turns to you and takes one of your hands in both of his, looking deep into your eyes. I just think it's so cool how you supported me back there when we risked our lives for the cause. That's probably the best way you can contribute as an activist and ally, you know? By supporting me. And speaking of activism, we were talking about quadrants earlier. Let's get back to that. This guy just does not want to take no for an answer. Once again, you reiterate that friendship is what you're looking for. He nods enthusiastically and squeezes your hand tighter. Fuck yeah, I love friendship. I've always believed that a strong friendship is the best foundation for any successful romantic relationship. And many trolls start by being friends first and enter into a quadrant later. Even if you try to be friends but then fight too much, that can still prepare you for a colligonous quadrant. Either way, the thought of being your friend makes my blood pusher beat a little faster. Sure, you say, if what we're doing is extolling the benefits of friendship, then boy do you have some things to add to his list. For instance, friendship can give you a sense of platonic companionship with your fellow man, and friends can also come in handy when you need someone to help you move, or take you to the airport, or other non-romantic activities. You think friendship is a great thing to pursue for its own merits. Friendship is so great that once you have it, why would you want anything more? Hell yeah, totally. You're so right that friendship is a great first step. Why won't you listen to me? Did you enjoy the concert tonight? Did it persuade you to be an ally for low-blood rights? You think that, going by your blood color and how often you have almost gotten killed by those more powerful on this planet, you're more likely a member of the oppressed underclass than you are an ally. But you decide not to split hairs and just tell him that, yes, you'll be an ally to yourself. That's fantastic. I'm so happy to hear that. If you're an ally to low-bloods, then I'll allow you to be my mate spirit. Friend, you correct him. You can be his friend. Right, yep, sure. I meant to say friend. He lets go of your hand finally, which at least counts for a partial victory, and winks. Oh god, okay. And, of course, the club was on fire in the background. Well, that was a phenomenally uncomfortable episode on multiple levels. I don't know how entertaining that was for some people, but I know there are definitely some people, I know at least, that will get a kick out of how over-the-top parody that was and how it hits so home for some people. So, in summation, before we dive into the outro, if you are in a position of privilege, use that position to lift other people's voices. Don't use it to boost your own. Help people when you can, how you can. I know there are people like me out there that suffer from severe issues of mental illness that prevent you from being confrontational and vocal, but there are always ways you can support others, so keep on the lookout for those. Because, to be quite fucking honest, with the way things are going in this world, we need to stick together. We need to help those that need the help those that are less privileged or advantageous than we are. So, yeah. I'm not saying I am by any means a perfect ally. I still have a long way to go and work on. I have improved from who I was in the past, but there's always room for improvement, and everybody makes mistakes. I more than most, because I'm a dumbass. Anyways, if you like the video, you know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. You want to buy me a coffee, the link is down below. I'd greatly appreciate it. And thanks for watching. Later, y'all.